So there are a lot of people out there walking around believing that majority of the actions they take are based on their own volition, their own thinking, and their own imagination. But what they fail to realize is a lot of all they are doing are based on the ideologies of others, the ideas of others, the manipulation of others, and the things others are compelling them and telling them to do. And that is the fact. A lot of people are out there just regurgitating what they've been told from childhood, what their leaders have passed down to them, what their people older than them have told them to do, and what society has made them to think is right and wrong. And a lot of them are, better off following this, ideologies and all of that. But the truth remains that if you want to get the most out of life and make the most for yourself, then you must learn how to think for yourself. And you learning how to think for yourself means understanding that the things you are doing are based on your own volition and not just you regurgitating ideologies of people around you from or people you believe are have better judgment than you. Yes, you have to listen to people from time to time, but you must also learn how to think for yourself so that you can decide if these actions or the actions and the actions you take and the actions you don't take are based off what you want for yourself. So if you want to learn how to think for yourself, you can follow these four simple steps. The first one is you should reflect on your actions. Yes, reflecting on your actions can help you decide if the steps you are taking are the ones you want to take or the ones you just felt like you should take at that particular moment because everyone around you is taking that step because you believe if you take this particular step it will help you because you've been told that the people around you who took this step have achieved this and achieved that. You must learn to reflect. Sit with yourself. These steps I've taken, am I cool with them? Am I happy with them? What have I achieved with them? How have they helped me so far? What are the results I've gotten from these actions I've taken? Will I want to take these actions again? Will I be happy with taking these actions again? Have these actions helped me achieve anything? What have I gotten actually from taking these actions? Are there positive, but are the positive sides of taking these actions, do they outweigh the negative sides of it? Am I cool with it? Am I comfortable with it? You have to sit down and reflect on your actions. That is the first step to understand if you can actually think for yourself or if you just leave your thinking to someone else to do it for you. So you must be able to sit with yourself and decide if the actions you are taking are meant for you and if you want to continue taking them. If you can do this, then you've scaled through the first step. And the second step is to expose yourself to more outcomes. You must expose yourself to more outcomes. You can't just, just stick to one side and to one way or to one pattern. There are more than two ways. There are more than two sides to a coin, actually. If you look closely enough, you'll figure out that the edges are also different sides on their own. So you can't just, see everything as black and white. There are a lot of colors in the prism. So you must learn to see things from multiple outcomes and try them out for yourself. If you fail, you will learn. If you succeed, try again and see how other outcomes will play out. Don't just, stay stuck to one outcome because you believe, okay, it is safe. You've been told that it is safe. You've been told by people who have gone down that path that, oh, no, don't try this out. It is not going to work out that way. Yes, there are times when you should listen, but from time to time, if you want to learn and confirm that you can think for yourself and advance your life based on how you want them, then you must be ready to try out other outcomes, no matter how dangerous they've been portrayed by people who have gone out ahead of you, no matter how scary those ideas may seem or look like, no matter how difficult those outcomes may appear, you must be ready to try out multiple outcomes and see for yourself what is there. Because the truth is, the best way to learn is from experience, and you can't gain experience by just focusing on just one outcome and ignoring the rest. Another step is you should learn how to think. Yes, you must learn how to think. And one way to learn how to think is to reduce the amount of emotions you you put out there. Yes, you must learn to focus more on logic and facts. Yes, people can come out and tell you this happened, that happened, and appeal to your emotion. It is easy to appeal to your emotion. It can be easy to get you, to sway you and take and make you do things when people appeal to your emotion. But if you can hold yourself back and ask yourself to think logically and understand, evaluate, and dissect every of the facts in front of you, then you can start thinking for yourself. That is how you can learn to think for yourself. Learn to focus less on the emotional aspects and focus more on the logical and the factual aspects. It's going to be, difficult. It may feel like you are going against the grain and feel like, okay, you're not being a nice person, you're not kind, you're not this, you're not that. But if you keep ignoring the logic and the facts behind the things that are presented to you, then you are going to miss out on most of the things you should have gotten out of that experience. So reduce the amount of emotion you expend and be more logical and factual with your thinking. And the final step is to find a way to improve yourself every day. And you can do this by asking yourself questions and asking the people around you questions. Don't just be, satisfied with one answer. Keep looking, keep searching, keep finding questions to ask. Don't just believe. Yes, you are meant to believe some things, but you don't just, stay stuck in the believe mode 247. Learn to ask questions. Learn to ask questions, because if you don't ask questions, there is no way you can improve. The more questions you ask, the more you know, the more adjustments you can make, and the more improvements you can make. So the more questions you ask, the better you become, the more knowledge you gain. So if you want to learn how to think for yourselves, you should follow these 4 steps. Reflect on your actions, expose yourself to more outcomes, be more logical than emotional, learn to evaluate things, learn to be more factual, learn to follow more facts rather, learn to go down the road of logic and ask yourself, does this make sense, or is this just hearsay and a lot of things that can't correlate? So always ask the right questions. And finally, improve every day. Improve every day. If you can do this, then you won't just be regurgitating people's ideas and ideologies, and you learn how to think for yourself and reach better decisions and conclusions on your